beloved statistical predictive model that we have for these matches said it would be 5-2 in this segment, but Danya, Minh will be happy with half a point at this point.
Yeah, 5-2 is a pipe dream, honestly. It would give an arm and a leg to be down 3 after 30 more minutes of this. The openings haven't really been, they've been a problem for Minh, but it's been, some positions have been pretty decent for him. The early middle games, though, have just been a complete blowout. And once again, you can see Magnus changing up his openings almost every game. He's played C4, D4, and E4. He keeps you guessing, and he keeps you on your toes, right? He keeps forcing you to solve new sets of problems, and it just makes him just the most nasty opponent ever.
Absolutely. He's got a Catalan, he's got regular queen spawn games, and this one is a Neo-Catalan. He's got the 2 bishops again. Perhaps he evaluated in that previous game that having the bishop pair really served him nicely, and now he's going to try to use the doubled A-pawns to put pressure. It's not looking good. And I don't know how Minh is supposed to play to his strengths against Magnus, because right now every strength seems to be in Magnus's favor.
Yeah, that is just the nature of playing the best player of all time. There's only so much you can do. But there's definitely more that Minh could be doing. He could be playing better. I think he is chastising himself to some degree for some of these unforced errors. If he can at least eliminate the unforced errors in the early middle game, he gives himself a better shot of extending the game. We saw him almost come back miraculously down a pawn. If he can do that, then it's within his capability to make these games close. B5, lovely idea. Levy, let me show this really quickly. Queen takes b5, I think loses to the unexpected tactic bishop f3. Bishop f3, and suddenly rook b8 skewers the queen. Who remembers this bishop on b2?
Yeah, and I have a feeling Magnus didn't see this, because he kind of gave a little facial expression like, oh, yeah, you got me, and he may come to regret this, because those pawns are looking really nice on the queen side.
Yeah, there's also more black pawns and white pawns after Minh secures the goods with queen takes a5, which he's not rushing to do. He's afraid. He's afraid of a3. He's afraid of his opponent, Danya.
It's not easy, You suddenly start thinking this was all planned by Magnus.
I'm afraid of my opponent, and I'm afraid of Magnus, and I'm not even playing him right now. Again, it's the aura. It's hard to put into words, but you start questioning even the most basic decisions that would take you 3 seconds under regular circumstances. I find it hard to believe that after queen takes a5, a3, but black's queen side collapses. Really? Queen b6 there?
argue that as a human being, this is not that simple with white. You actually really don't like losing the pawn on h2 because you get nightmares. You start thinking, I'm going to lose the pawn on g3 and I'm going to allow a queen. But Magnus is not human. So he's going to just...
Nightmares?
Yep, nightmare, yes. That would, but no pun intended there. Maybe he's just going to take on e5 and comfortably convert this, like you said, just defend the pawn on e2.
Yeah. I once submitted 10 puns to a contest to see which one would win. No pun intended. Sorry.
I really thought that you did that. I thought you actually submitted. But did you just make that up again?
No, that's a known pun. I mean, I would be the kind of guy who submits original puns to a contest, and none of them would win. But this is depressing. Magnus has all of his pawns under control. I mean, look at the pawn chain here: e2, d3, and e4.
But there is
not the best though.
Yeah, apparently not the best, but it's not really. Yeah, rook h5. I guess he's gonna get pinned, but okay. I mean, it's not over. Let's put it this way: it's not over, but it feels all but over. And the bishop is coming back to. It's not going back to e1. Wow.
Look at f5. Magnus is being a little bit too cavalier with these pawn breaks. I think he's just trying to create practical problems for Min. Oh, f5 apparently wasn't the move.
Is the knight getting
trapped? Listen to the commentator.
Is there e6 or rook c6? Okay.
Oh my god,
takes e6. Yeah, but he takes him, come back.
Knight comes back.
Yes. Knights can go backwards.
E6, knight takes a6, bishop e5 was really interesting, but that ship has sailed. It's getting messy, though. It's getting very messy.
Ooh, he had to put the bishop on d4 to get out of the way of the knight. But Danya, he's going to get winning chances again. Bishop d4?
But black also has his chances. f3 at the right moment. But black is just one tempo shy of creating that counterplay. e7, f3, though, is not obvious at all.
This is very unpleasant. Rook c6. Oh, he's bringing the king, but apparently Min is in time.
Rook e2 coming. Min's going to hold this. At least black is going to hold this. Black might actually be in the driver's seat now. I would go king f1 and bishop takes g7 to bail out.
Yeah, king f1, and it's looking like Min is going to get on the board. e7. Wow. Oh, Magnus doesn't even continue the game. He could have played bishop e3 maybe, but this is just the draw. There it is, and Min is on the board.